Welcome back to the Royal Read. So glad you decided to come by and see what I am reading today. Well, I am reading Prince Charles. I saw an article. Well, I covered it yesterday about how he's continuing to send out these signals, or I think throwing out red herring to get us off of dragging Camilla from this past weekend because the French were just dragging her. And of course, I joined in on the dragging because it's always a good day when I get to drag Camilla. I, you know, that always makes my day. But I think, him putting, feeding this to the media. I see Russell Myers is the one who had the so-called exclusive in the Mirror, and it kind of rippled out to all the other papers that he wanted to really want to have a connection to Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. Like we believe that. I'm reading on that. I'm also reading on this whole thing where they said Kate is in Houston, Texas at that cancer treatment center in Houston, and how the palace kind of came right back and said, nope, no, no, that's not true. It's funny to me how they can say, Kensington Palace can say this is not true, but they'll let other things slide. Like that Spanish lady who has put out all this information saying that Kate was in a coma and all that. They never hit back at that. But even if they did, who would believe them? Because Kensington Palace is like North Korea, and we all know that. We learned that. We learned that on the UK Mother's Day debacle. Okay, and then we are going to talk about they got this thing out in the Mirror too that Harry is looking for a place in the UK where he can come and entertain his friends and whatnot and stuff. They putting that out. And then the last thing we're going to touch on is about Kevin Spacey. He was on Piers Morgan's Uncensored. I think it was last night, and he was talking about the king and how grateful he was for his support. Said the king sent him a message uh, of support. Charles has thing for pedos, doesn't he? For SOs, huh? S offenders, huh? Because look at Jimmy Savile. His uncle was accused of the same thing, and if it was up to Charles, Andrew would still be a working role because he don't act like he feel any kind of way about that situation that happened with him, being an accused pedo. And Kevin Spacey has been blackballed in Hollywood. He couldn't get arrested if he tried, and at least not for a movie or a TV show. They fired him from House of Cards when all these allegations, and he started catching all these cases. But yet, now this is what he says. It's allegedly that the king sent him a message of support. It's pictures of him sitting, on the throne, the Queen Elizabeth's throne. It's also pictures of J.E., the one with the uh, Ghislaine woman. M. Last name ends with M. You know you can't say anything on YouTube, but you know who I'm talking about. They're just at the Queen's cabins. I mean, it's all on the internet. So many people with shady backgrounds are associated with the royals, but yet and still, they have a problem with Meghan, who has not done anything to anybody. And they want to paint her, into this horrible, horrible person. And that's all they deal with is horrible people. The reason they don't like her, because they can't recognize a good person. Because everybody they deal with is shady. That's my theory. But we're going to talk about him. All right, first we're going to talk about Charles. And I found this on Celebici.com. I love Celebici. They have a website and they have a podcast. I listen to the podcast and I also read articles off of their website. So this is an answer to what was his name? Wrote an answer to it. Oh, what is his name? Uh, he wrote it in the. Maybe I'll run into it when I'm reading. But he wrote a response to the article that was in the mail by Russell Myers about how Charles want to have a better relationship with Lilibeth and Archie. I don't think he has a good relationship with Charlotte and Louis and what's the other guy? One name, George. I don't think he has a good relationship with them. I don't think that their whole family, they don't act like a family. He's not a warm and fuzzy grandfather because he wasn't a warm and fuzzy father. Look how he told his son, that his mother was dead. He didn't embrace him. He didn't hold him and tell him that everything was going to be okay, that he still had one parent and he was going to make sure that everything is okay. He never did any of that for Harry. Harry said he just put his hand on his knee and said she didn't make it and left the child alone to deal with it. And I'm sure William has said what happened with him, but I'm sure it was something similar. So you telling me a man that would do something like that is a warm and fuzzy grandfather? I think not. I think not. Let's read a little of this, but that Russell Myers piece saying that he wanted to see his grandchildren. He wants to have a relationship with his grandchildren. Well, what was this? It's a guy. He wrote a piece. I forgot his name. Maybe I'll run into it. I'm trying to find it. But anyway, Celebici Kaiser wrote a response to the response. Okay, the it was the response was in the the Daily Beast, and it was about if King Charles wanted to see his grandchildren, why did he evict them? That's a question I would like answered myself. Why would he? As discussed yesterday, the Mirror ran a weird story. This is Kaiser from Celebrity writing this. As we discussed yesterday, the Mirror ran a weird story about King Charles' newfound commitment to being in Prince Archie and Princess Lilibeth's lives. A source claimed that Charles would never be content with just seeing his grandchildren on an odd video call, which says to me that Charles barely even makes time for video calls with his grandchildren. He reportedly saw Archie and Lily video call on his birthday last year, and I bet that was the last time. Ingrid C word, and she put C word. I love it. If you know what the C word is, you know what she's trying to say. Was also tasked with trying to make Charles sound like a doting grandfather. And she said he does not want a FaceTime relationship with his son's children. Oh, Lord. Charles' action 2 years ago but Charles' action 2 years ago have shown that he doesn't give a f about the Sussex family whatsoever. Even the Daily Beast royalists called him out. Which the name of the piece is "The King Said He Wants to See Prince Harry's Kids, so why you kick them out?" And what he's referring to is Frogmore Cottage. Harry said the same thing when he took the cottage away from them. He said, "You must not want to see your grandkids anymore." Okay, cynics might argue this is in the Daily Beast, from the Daily Beast. Cynics might argue that if the king really wanted to see more of the Sussexes, he wouldn't have stripped them of their UK home. Many believe that Charles have made it as difficult as possible for Harry to visit the UK to avoid him setting up a rival court. What is it about this rival court stuff? Do they not understand that we're living in 2024, not 1824? Not, I wouldn't even say, we would say what? 11, way back there when Henry VIII and all that. What is he talking about a rival court? These people, ah. Prince Harry's camp has long argued that he has made it more difficult. Prince Harry's camp has long argued that he, I guess that's speaking of Charles, has made it more difficult for Harry to visit the UK safely with his family by evicting him from his home on the royal estate, Frogmore Cottage, where Harry's children's security would have been assured by being within the royal protection envelope. Instead, Omen Scobie, in his book Endgame, said none other than Harry made this exact point to his father, responding when told to pack his bags and clear out of Frogmore. "Don't you want to see your grandchildren again?" Scobie called this decision from Charles to evict Harry a cheap shot from a wounded father bound by the institutional system that is often intolerant of human emotion. Frogmore, Scobie said, was regarded by the Sussexes as the only true safe option when visiting the United Kingdom, due to the royal estate being guarded round the clock by armed guards. Charles is understood to have seen Archie only a handful of times and has only met Lilibeth, who was born in America, once. Charles reportedly turned down an invitation to Lilibeth's christening in California. And this is a man who wants to see his grandchildren. Okay, okay. It feels notable that there is uh, there. Let's see. It feels notable that there's any pushback on Charles' attempt to go back to briefing or as usual about how he obviously want to see Harry and Harry's children, but not Meghan. Tom Sykes is the one who wrote it in the Daily Beast, and he is a royalist. He is a sycophant. So him saying that is, to me, evidence that the worm is turning a little bit. They are starting to realize what they lost in Harry and Meghan, because the left behinds are boring. Charles is boring. Camilla is boring. Kate is missing. William is got some problems. He can't even show up without swaying back and forth. He is something is really, really going on with him. But I mean, the last couple ones he had done good. But when him and Charles showed up for him to turn over that command of the regiment that Harry used to be a part of, he gave him the leadership of that, and they took that picture of him in that outfit. He looked downright cartoonish. He did. He looked horrible. And so it's something going on with him. Well, we move on. Okay. When Harry released a statement on May the 7th, about how there was no plans to meet with Charles during his visit because the King's full program, it really was a game changer. Harry isn't playing Charles' stupid game anymore, and Charles showed he panicked about that in the days and weeks that follows. And that is so true, Kaiser, so true, because he started leaking. Talking about he offered Harry a place to stay. He offered with no security. Because it would have been easy if Harry had stayed there. It would have been easier for him to see Harry. All kinds of stuff he was leaking, because it made him look like the petty, vindictive, small-minded, horrible father that he is. And people saw that. But he thought he was going to be perceived as strong and all these other things, but it didn't work out that way. Because when Harry released that statement, everybody was like, "Wow, you got cancer? You have cancer, and you don't even want to see your son, who wants to see you, who seemed like wants to repair the relationship." Yeah, everybody saw him. The ones who wanted to see saw, and the ones who um, really didn't have a set agenda was able to see. Because there's some people who have a set agenda, and that is hating Meghan or hating Harry for marrying Meghan. Now, you ain't going to do nothing with those people. But it is well meaning, decent people who can see straight through the bullshit that that family is peddling over there. And trying to destroy Harry and his family. His people are really starting to see that. And the news media over there is really starting to see that they put their money on the wrong horse, Camilla. I could not resist. I drag Camilla any opportunity I get. I love it. I love dragging her. But they're seeing that now. That instead of trying to destroy Harry and Meghan, which they have not been able to do because of the Sussex Squad and good, mean people, good and decent people who said, "Wait a minute now, this don't seem right." So they've been unable to destroy them because of that. Now they see that, okay, the left behinds, they're boring, they're unattractive, and people are starting to see them for what they are. And so we can't sell no papers, so we're going to try to do something different, and maybe we'll get a little more access to Harry and Meghan and those kids. That's exactly what that is. And that Nigerian trip changed it. It you could feel the shift because they weren't invited, they were left out, and they don't like that. They don't like that. And I'll tell you another thing changed things too. And that's when Harry came over for the 10th anniversary of Invictus game at St. Paul Cathedral. And all those people showed up to show him love. They knew right then and there that they had failed. Now, it's still some last gasp of the plot that's still on GB News with Nana and Angela Levin. She got this big lie out now that Harry and Meghan is going on a world tour. A world tour for what? That's stupid. The reason they went to Nigeria was because they were invited and because of Invictus game. They have no reason to go on a world tour. But she took her hand, reached up her butt, pulled out some crap, and served it up for the GB News audience and Nana. And Nana is a psychopath. She is a single white female, the black version. Because did you see she showed up wearing where I have always said Nana wanted Megan's hair. She been trying to wear Megan's hair since Megan came on the scene with that, but she that wig oof, Lord have mercy, them bad wigs. She got a better one. This last one is better. The one she wore to this awards thing, and showed up in Megan's dress. They all on that salty island is single white females. They honestly cannot do anything but copy. That's the way they do. They talk about Americans, they talk about us, but yet and still they want to be us. They want to be us. And that's exactly what's going down. And Nana, instead of Megan had a beige version, Nana shows up, I think it's in a pink version of the same dress. Got a wig just like Megan with the bust down front. Yeah, Nana. And then I get on there and talk all kinds of crap. But one day she was real honest. She said, I would just love to be royal. I would have loved it. Yeah, yeah, that's what it is. And Megan saying deuces just hurt their feelings. How dare you not want what we aspire to be? We aspire to be the highest of the high in the social ladder because it's the lower class, the middle class, the upper class, and then it's the royals. It's the royals. It's the turnip toss, as they call themselves. Like Hugh Grosvenor just got married. And if you saw that wedding, that's a wedding that people have here on a budget. And this man has billions and billions of dollars. They have no sense of style, no sense of anything, you know. That's why everything over there is American, but yet and still we're stupid. We're all kinds of negative things that they sling at America. Our president is senile and all this kind of craziness, but yet and still we all these things. But you want to be us? You want to be us? That's the way it was with Megan. They want to talk crap about her, but they want to be her. They wearing Aquazura heels. I'm surprised Nana didn't have on some Aquazuras. And Kate just turned into a single white female cosplaying Megan. Just copycat. And not Nana. And even at the time, what is his name? That Johnson. He was prime minister. Boris Johnson's wife. Megan wore that white Valentino uh, uh, suit, and everybody and their mama was showing up over there with a white Valentino suit, including Kate. They do not have any style, any originality, anything. That's why they look to us for everything. And then when an American showed up and she changed everything and they hated her for it. And then yet and still they gonna sing a white female. And Nana gonna sing a white female her the black version. Oh my God. And Angela, she's so old, ugly, and troll like. She can't do it. She can't copy Megan. They hate Megan because of who she is. Her style, her grace, her intelligence, her ideas, her confidence, her tenacity, all of that. That is American. William said it. She's American. That's one of the things that they held against her. She's American. But that is America. We are brash, we're confident, we're stylish, we're trendsetters, we're all of that. And that's what really makes me mad about these content creators who are Americans who trash Megan. Because at the end of the day, one of the major reasons why they did not like Megan is because of her Americanized behavior, her being an American. And here you are, an American, siding against her because your little bubble has been burst because you want all princesses to be white. You're racist. And you're ugly and you're fat, and now you had little teeth, and now you got big teeth because your hate of Megan has been monetized to the point where you can uh, afford better teeth. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Brittany. I think that's your name. And when that other one over there, those two other ones, they're oh, and that Scottish man. He looked like he ain't had a bath and I don't know when. Nasty thing. They are all her haters. And Angela looked like her mom said that she was evil, and I tend to agree. She looked like a circle. I don't know how her husband looks, but if he's skinny, if they walk down the street, they'll look like the number 10 because she looked like a circle. She looks like a zero. And yeah, I'm talking about them, and I'm gonna continue to talk about them. And that Brittany, oh my God, I think she's on uh, Ozempic, and she done got her teeth fixed. They, you don't see all them gums no more. Now the teeth are too big, and she sit up there every day and talk crap about Megan and make money off of it. And the number one reason why they don't like her was one of the reasons that they didn't like her was because she was American. And here you are, an American, buying into that. And I'm gonna talk about you. I'm gonna talk about you, skin and grinning. But anyway, uh, listen, this has gone on too long. I was gonna talk about this article I had saw that they wanted to well, this article they were writing talking about Harry was looking for a place in the UK because of his friends. He wanted, he wanted a place where he could see his friends since he married Meghan. Some just another um, hit piece against Meghan. And then I also wanted to talk about Charles' tendency to support um, SAs and pedos, by sending a message of support to Kevin Spacey. But I am going to hold on to those two stories. I promise. I can't, I'm sorry that I teased them, but it's my, I went on a tangent. I went on a tangent, but I will try to make a second video today and I will include those two things. I promise. All right, y'all. It has been so good. It's been a good day because um I got to drag Camilla and I got to drag Gumby, who is no longer Gumby, she's Toofy. And when I can do that in the same day, I'm a happy girl. I'm a happy girl. So I'll see y'all next time. I'm gonna try to get the this other video out. If not, it will be tomorrow. I will do two tomorrow, but I am going to cover those two stories. All right. Thank you for stopping by. See you later.